um, Tupac and Suge was coming out.
Okay. So, and then did you leave with Tupac and Suge and everybody that was leaving the MGM?
Correct.
Um, Now you had mentioned a concert or performance that was supposed to happen later that night. Was that at Club 662?
Yes.
At some point, do you leave to go to Club 662?
We do.
What vehicle did you go to Club 662 in?
The same car I drove to Vegas in.
And that was that Lexus?
Correct.
Was Tupac in the car with you then?
No.
What car was Tupac in?
Tupac was riding the car with Suge Knight.
And who was Suge Knight to you? How did you know who Suge was?
He was the CEO of the label that Tupac Shakur was signed to.
And was that Death Row Records?
Correct.
Was there, were you aware of there being more than two cars? Were there a number of cars headed towards Club 662?
There was a caravan of cars. How many? I don't know.
And position-wise, where were you relative to Mr. Shakur and Mr. Knight's car?
Right behind him.
Now, I'm going to take you to the shooting. While you're stopped at the lights on Flamingo and Cobalt, does something happen?
Yes.
Do you notice a vehicle pull up next to Mr. Shakur or Mr. Knight's vehicle?
Yeah.
Can you tell us what you see?
We were at a light. Mrs. Shakur and Suge Knight was talking to some young ladies. We couldn't hear what they was talking about. When those young ladies pulled off, another car pulled up and started shooting at Mrs. Shakur and Mr. Knight.
And do you recall what kind of car that was?
It was a light-colored white Cadillac.
And do you recall, was it a two-door or four-door?
It was a four-door.
And when you saw the shooting, did somebody get out of the car and start shooting, or were they shooting from inside the vehicle?
The shots came from inside the vehicle.
And was it from the front or back seat?
It was from the back seat.
And did you see the arm or the gun or anything like that?
The arm and the gun attached to that arm.
And were you able to make an assessment of whether the person whose arm was out was white, Asian, Hispanic, or African American? In terms
From my vantage point, they appeared to be African American.
What's your reaction when you see the shots?
I'm horrified.
I'm sorry, I don't think I asked this question. Who was in the Lexus with you at that point?
Security, Frank Alexander, Raphael Fuller, and Katari Cox.
So, two of the fellow members of the Outlaws, and then a security guard named Frank Alexander. What do you guys do in the immediate aftermath of the shooting?
We started to get out of the car to go check on Tupac. And, yeah, that's what we did.
Do all of you make it to Mr. Shakur, Mr. Knight's car?
No.
Does anybody make it to Mr. Shakur, Mr. Knight's car? What happens?
Suge pulled off, made a turn.
Or do you guys follow them, or do you drive off someplace else?
No, we followed.
And that's why do you guys have to make a U-turn to follow them? Does Mr. Knight's car stop ultimately at an intersection?
It does.
What happened? Are you following him to that intersection?
We were.
What happens when you stop at that intersection?
We get out of the car to go check on Tupac.
And are you able to make it to Tupac's vehicle?
No.
Why not?
When we approached the car, Mr. Shakur said to me, get on the ground, they're gonna shoot you. And when I turned around, there was a shotgun in my face.
And who was the shotgun?
Police officer.
So what do you do?
I got on the ground.
Were you able to observe any of the injuries to Mr. Shakur at that time?
I could not see the injuries to Mr. Shakur.
Were you able to see any of the injuries to Mr. Knight?
His head appeared to be bleeding.
And how is it that you were able to see Mr. Knight's injuries?
Because he was out of the car asking for help for Tupac.
So then you're at basically the wrong end of a shotgun from a police officer and on the ground. How long are you in that situation for?
It seemed like forever.
Are you able to observe the events that are going around you?
I can hear.
And what do you see? Does medical ultimately arrive to help Mr. Shakur, Mr. Knight? And are they transported away from the scene? And then at some point, are you asked by police officers to give a statement? And do you give a statement?
I do.
And do you, it's fair to say, or is it fair to say, that you weren't able to see the faces of the people in the Cadillac?
That's correct.
And so you couldn't identify who was there, who was in the car.
Silhouettes.
I'm gonna, army approach.
Okay.
I'm gonna show you what's been previously admitted as grand jury exhibit number 150. Do you recognize any of the folks in this picture?
I recognize two of them.
Okay, and there's a mouse there right next to you. Don't click on it, but if you can drag it to the people you recognize, you can see they are.
That's me. That's Katari Cox.
And Katari Cox is one of the other artists who was part of your.
Correct.
Of course it is. One thing that's come up, you've obviously, in the 30 years of losing your friend and family member, Mr. Shakur, I'm sure you've been exposed to a lot of the rumors or innuendo associated with his passing. Is that fair to say?
Where to go?
Okay. One of the things is that Mr. Shakur was upset with the situation at death row. Have you heard that? And was Mr. Shakur somebody that you had spent a lot of time with professionally and personally?
Correct.
Was he somebody that would tell you what his plans were, whether or not he was upset with his current situation?
I shared a lot.
Did he share with you what his plans were, professional plans were, proceeding from the release of the Machiavelli album?
He wanted to get his label started, Machiavelli Records. He wanted to put out the Outlaws album that he was working on. It was supposed to be distributed by Death Row Records. And he was in talks with Quincy Jones to do some business with Quincy.
So Mr. Shakur's plan was to imprint his own record company, but have it distributed by Death Row Records.
That's what he told us.
Seal Customers.
Cross-examination, Mr. Sim.
Mr. Greenwich, thank you for being here today. Just with regards to the last thing the speaker had asked you, the work that Mr. Shakur was going to do with Quincy Jones, did that involve Death Row Records?
No.
So it was work that he was going to do on his own, like maybe movies and a few other things with Quincy Jones? That yes?
Yes.
Okay, and that's only just for the record. Now, in terms of the Death Row label, do you know whatever happened with that label? The business itself?
I think it's still going to this day.
And in terms of the label, who's currently on it?
I know who's currently on it.
Yes, sir.
I do.
Yeah, at the time of when Tupac was killed, who was on the label at that particular point?
There's a lot of artists.
Well, give us the ones that you.
Snoop Dogg, Dogg Pound, Lady of Rage, Tupac, MC Hammer.
So, for instance, with Snoop Dogg, did he at some point, is he still currently on the label as far as you know?
Is he currently on the label?
Yes, sir.
I'm not sure what label Snoop Dogg is on.
Okay. And I'm sure MC Hammer hasn't made any albums lately, right?
That I cannot say yes or no to that either. I don't pay that much attention.
Now, so your testimony here today is that you drove into town with Tupac, Tupac's fiance and somebody else in a Lexus. Is that a yes?
That's correct.
And that would have been, what day was that exactly? The day of the fight, the day before?
That was the day of the fight.
So, so you arrived into Las Vegas with the morning of Saturday? The fight's on Saturday?
Late afternoon.
Okay. And the intention was that you all, including Mr. Shakur, would be staying at the Luxor.
That's correct.
Now, you're not at the fight, and at some point, you're notified by somebody that you're going to get picked up by people to leave the Luxor. Is that how it worked? Okay, can you please explain that for me again, please?
We just left the hotel once we knew Mr. Shakur had left.
I see. And so you left the hotel and you left in the Lexus.
No.
What
Left
happened?
on foot.
You left on foot. Now, when you left on foot from the Luxor, was that after the fight?
I don't know if the fight was over or not. We don't know if the fight is over or not. We're just on our way.
And where?
With Mr. Shakur.
Okay. And where did you go to meet with Mr. Shakur?
At the MGM, where the fight was.
Okay. And did you arrive at the MGM at some point?
Yes, we did.
Did you? Itself.
Correct.
So, and when that happened, what did you do next?
We turned around and started going back the other way, back to the Luxor.
All right. So you all returned back to the Luxor.
Correct.
And was there a plan at that particular point to do anything?
Get dressed.
And what was the purpose of getting dressed?
Mr. Shakur had a performance to do that night.
I see. And do you know where the performance was?
It was at Club 662.
And do you know where the location of Club 62 is?
I do not.
All right. So everyone got dressed in their separate rooms. Yes.
Correct.
And then you came back down and you were picked up by somebody, or did you just drive your own vehicle?
We were in a Lexus. I was on Kadada Jones. Tupac Shakur and Shook was in Shook's car.
Right. And you said there was a caravan of vehicles. I think the question was asked, do you know how many vehicles was in that caravan that came through the Luxor? Right. But in terms of where you were in relation to Shook's vehicle, how many vehicles back were you from Shook's vehicle?
We were directly behind.
I see. And then when you leave the Luxor, where did you go?
We went to go head to Club 662. That was what I was told where we were going.
Okay. But did you eventually end up over at Shook's residence? Shook's residence. Okay. So even though you said, okay, we're going to go to Club 62, ultimately, you actually went to Shook's residence first.
Correct.
All right. And you know what the reason was for that?
I don't know.
But and fair to say, since you've been to his residence, it's a gated community.
I don't remember how we got in. I don't remember if it was gated or not.
Okay. But you were there at Shook's residence, and at some point the caravan leaves Shook's residence and then starts heading towards 662.
Correct.
All right. Now, on
Crazy.
the moment of the shooting, your testimony is you saw what you believe to be a white, was it a white Cadillac?
Correct.
Now, do you recall giving a statement to police officers that same morning or so that you thought it was either going to be a white or cream-colored Cadillac? You didn't know for sure?
I don't remember what my statement was 30 years ago.
And would a review of your statement help refresh your recollection as to what you told the detective that night?
If you have that available.
All right, just one moment.
Of course.
to yourself, just in that page right here, just telling you you're done. Okay. Does that help your refresh your recollections, what you told police officer that night?
Yeah, it's similar to what I just said earlier.
Yeah. And that is, you said it was a light colored, when the question was asked, what color was it? White, I would say light. I'm not even gonna say white, I'm gonna say a light colored Cadillac.
Correct.
But once again, it's something that obviously in that sort of scenario would come off as either white or light colored, right?
Is that night?
Yeah. In addition to that, when you observed the driving conduct of Suge in the BMW, he made a U-turn and went back onto Las Vegas Boulevard.
I don't know where he was going. Ended up.
Okay. And so at some point you all stopped because he stops. And you get out of your vehicle to render aid to Tupac.
No, it wasn't to render aid. It was to see how he was doing.
Okay. And so when you approach Tupac, at that point, warrant even says, and I'm sorry, I just want to make sure we're down. Get on the ground, they're going to shoot you. Is that a yes?
Correct.
And that would have been because right behind you were police officers with a shotgun.
Correct.
Now, you're kept at the scene for some time, and we see a picture of you sitting on the ground, right?
Correct.
Do you know how many other of the caravan vehicles were present at the time that you had stopped at the final location where Tupac was at?
I did not.
Was it the same amount as what you had in the beginning when everyone was going to Suge's residence?
I could not tell you.
I have no further questions, John.
Okay, and then redirect Mr. Bilal. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, are there any questions for this witness? Please raise your hand if you have any. All right, seeing none, thank you so much. Oh, we do have one, sorry. Jumped the gun on that. May I have the parties approach? I have a question from one of our jurors for you. Were shots ever fired from your crew toward the attackers?
Not that I know of.
Okay. Any follow-up based on that state?
What did you say?
Defense.
Yeah, just for clarification, sir, when we say crew, I'm going to ask you just in general, any of the vehicles in the caravan, do you know if any of those vehicles shot at the vehicle that was the light colored or white?
I cannot know.
Thank you. No further questions.
Okay, now you're free to vote. Thank you so much for being with us, Mr. Greenidge. Steve, who's your next witness?
Judge Scott.
solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this section shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You may be seated. May I please have you state and spell your first and last name for the record?
Jeffrey Scott, JeffreyScott.
Thank you, Mr. Scott. Mr. DeJochino, whenever you're ready, you may proceed.
Sir, how are you employed? I'm a senior crime scene analyst with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department.
What does that mean you do for a living?
I respond to crime scenes and I document them using notes and photography, recover and impound evidence, and write reports based on the notes and the photographs.
Direct your attention to July 17th of 2023. Did you respond to an address at 2204 Maple Shade Street in Henderson, Nevada?
Yes, I did.
What was the purpose of you responding there?
I was responding there to document a search warrant,
What shift were you working?
swing shift.
And so, were you the only CSA that worked that scene that night?
I was the only one there when I arrived, but then I was relieved later on by members of the grave shift.
And you've since looked at, have you since looked at all the photographs that were taken that night?
Yes, I have.
And some of them are yours and some of them are theirs, correct?
Yes.
We're gonna approach.
You can also wander the courtroom freely, Mr. Detective.
First set I'm going to show you is state's proposed 193 through 107. Just flip through those and see if you can determine are any of those your photographs, or at least do they fairly accurately depict the location of the search.
Mr. Detective, can you clarify for us which numbers you're introducing? You had said 193 to 107.
I'm having them just look at 193 to 107.
So 107 to 193.
No, I'm sorry, 93 to 107.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, I didn't realize
My
that
card was
was
very
one.
confused.
Most of these are clearly not mine, the photographs that I took, but a couple of them might be. It's hard to tell.
Okay. Let me ask you this, is that what the front of the residence looked like?
Yes.
And so it accurately reflects what the front of the residence looked like?
Yes.
Move to admit 93, Judge.
Any objection, Mr. Sand?
No, no.
That'll be admitted.
And then the only really other question that I have for you as that relates to 95, do you know if that's yours or?
I don't know who needs to hear this, but your resume isn't weak. It just needs leverage. A lot of people think that their resume is the problem when they're job searching. But sometimes the issue isn't your experience.
And same as 94.
That one I'm pretty sure is not mine.
So I'm just going to move to amend 93 and 95. Well, 95, 93 is in. Move 95 in.
Any objection to 95?
Your Honor, and just for the record, I won't object to the admission of the photographs that were taken and not be received by either analyst, just to move the process along.
So then the others will be admitted via stipulations. That would be 94 and then 96 through 107?
Correct.
Okay, those will be admitted via stipulation.
Thank you.
No problem, thank you.
And within that garage, showing you 155, there was a Dodge Caravan, Dodge Charger,
Challenger.
Challenger.
Yes.
And does that accurately reflect that Dodge Challenger?
Yes.
Showing you 156, does that accurately reflect an item of evidence you collected out of that?
Yes, it does.
And 157 through 159. Take a look at those. Is that the 3 sheets of paper that you collected out of that?
Yes, they are.
I'll move to admit, I know he doesn't object, but 155 through 159.
Any objection to those?
Okay.
Okay, those will be admitted.
I'm going to go through the photographs to someone else, but you did collect a single piece of evidence before you were released. Is that correct?
Yes, I did.
I'm showing you what's been previously marked as state's proposed exhibit number 138. Take a look at that.
Yes, this is the package in which I impounded those pieces of paper.
And we've had some discussions of packaging, so I'm not going to go through all that, but that's your seal on the bag.
I guess it is.
And with the exception of the slice that the defense, the clerk, and I put in this, it's in substantially the same or similar condition as when you impounded it.
There's an additional tape, and I think, yeah, it looks like somebody maybe cut the top and then resealed it.
And so I can tell you that was on 4/23/26. Does that look accurate to you?
Yes,
If you open it, you can find those three pieces of paper you photographed, right?
I would.
Showing you what's been marked as 138A. Are those three pieces of paper?
Yes.
Move to admit 138 and 138A.
No objection.
So admitted?
Thank you. For the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm going to show just those last set of pictures of the Dodge Charger. The garage. So let's start with 155. You tell me what we're looking at here.
That's a photograph from the right rear section of the Dodge Challenger.
Challenger, sorry, I keep calling it a Charger. Dodge Challenger. And that's parked in the garage area of the residence on Maple Shade.
Yes, it is.
156. That's the location of those three pieces of paper you collected.
Yes.
And 157. And I'll zoom in here. Is that the front page?
Yes, it is.
Without going too much into it, this appears to be a description of an episodic series.
Yes.
158. Oops. Well, generally speaking, page 2 is a ledger that has costs and those type of things.
Yes, page 2 and 3 were, it's like a budget for the series.
And that's going to lead me just to 59. Appears the total budget was slightly under $1 million.
That's correct.
Thank you, Judge. I have no more questions. I pass the witness.
All right, cross-examination by you, Mr. Sim.
Thank you. Sir, just real quick, I heard the word. Let's episodic.
Bring them up.
Episodic.
Yeah.
To me, it means occurring occasionally or regularly.
And that's what you saw in that first piece of paper, right?
Yes.
And your testimony here today really is that you located that piece of paper and you captured it as part of your experience and training as a crime scene analyst.
The detectives executing the search warrant located it and then had me come photograph it, and then I impounded it.
Okay, and just for the jury so they understand what your role is typically in a search warrant is that you're summoned to the scene to conduct an investigation or at least a search of an area based upon what the detective or primary officer tells you is the intent of the search, but you also do your own search as well. Fair?
It depends on the type of call, on how much direction that I'll be given, or I'll be doing it myself.
In regards to this particular situation and this specific search, you search warrant being executed that this was going to happen on this particular
I
day.
don't think
Yes.
Keefe D gonna get off,
So, a
dude.
meeting that typically takes place where you arrive on
Try
the
to
scene,
game him.
where a
I
crime
don't think
accident
Keefe
committed,
D is gonna
where,
walk. He's just not gonna
everyone
walk
sort of
out of
gathers
here like
around,
that.
they have a conversation of what they're trying to look for.
That's
That
a
meeting
definite
takes place
fact.
before
But we gonna
the
see.
knock on the door and the execution of the search warrant. Yes. Now, in this regard, you understood that what you were
Cause I'm
going
pretty
to do
sure
was walk in
there's
to
more
look for
people to
certain
come.
things of evidence.
There's more
Right?
witnesses that gonna get on the stand. We didn't know that the outlaws was coming up there. How many more other outlaws is coming up there? That's a lie.
I just knew that I was there
To explain their situation.
document whatever was recovered.
Or whoever was with them that day.
The document that we just saw here, that was something that you did not locate one of the detectives there. That's correct. Now, do you recall who the primary detective was that was responsible for that search warrant?
Detective Mogg.
Cliff Mark. Yes. Were there any other detectives on scene besides Cliff Mark?
There were several, but I don't remember their names.
Right. Now, with regards to what you do as a crime scene analyst, fair to say that you are operating under a search warrant.
Yes.
And a search warrant is a document that allows for law enforcement to go into someone's residence to look around.
That's correct.
And in this particular regard, though, as a crime scene analyst, you're not the one who actually applies for a search warrant, right?
I did not.
That would be something that would go through, in this case, the primary detective for this particular search.
Yes.
That would be Detective Bond.
Yes.
Now, in regards to what you were doing in this case, you searched what parts of the house, if you can recall?
I photographed the entire house. I did not search. Again, I was there to document what the detectives found in their search.
Okay, and in your training and experience, do you have a Now, sir, your work on this case, when you say you photographed the house, that was prior to the search of each particular room and area, right?
It was after the officers had cleared the residence, and then I came in and I took all my photographs, and then the detectives executed a search warrant and they searched, and then I did follow-up photographs based on what they found.
You did follow photographs.
Yes.
Now, and once again, for the jury, since we weren't there, the photographs you take at the beginning is each room as you find it.
Yes.
And then the photographs that are taken after the search is each room as you find it as well.
I didn't photograph the entire house again. I photographed the items that the detectives located, wanted me to photograph, and then some items I impounded and some items I did not.
Gotcha. And in terms of your photography, was there another crime scene analyst that arrived on scene that took additional pictures outside of the ones that you did?
Yes.
Do you know who that was?
There were 3 members from Graveyard. It was King, Fellabom, and she was Finn at the time, but she's West now.
Okay. And those are the crime scene analysts that would have taken pictures of how each room looked like after the search.
I'm not sure what they did.
Did you take any photographs of any bins of photographs found at the scene?
I don't recall taking photographs of the contents of bins.
Let me just show you here. Your Honor, may I approach?
Okay.
That boy nervous, man.
For the record, it's great that it is.
That boy nervous, man.
State's Exhibit number 100. I could just publish that for the jury.
Okay.
sorry, we'll start with 99 first. So this is State's Exhibit number 99. You recall taking this particular photograph?
Very great. Tag Mobile. Send you the box. Send you the flyer.
Actually, the next one, I'm assuming it's the same thing. Outside of photographs that you mentioned here, what else did you do, the course and scope of your duties as a crime scene analyst on this particular night?
That was it. I photographed the scene. I took notes. I recovered the one item, which was the 3 pieces of paper. And that was it.
All right, thank you. I have no further questions of the witness, Your Honor.
Okay. Any redirect, Mr. DiGiacomo?
Not from the state.
Okay.
They not the one.
Ladies
This
and
Las
gentlemen, are there any
Vegas
questions
coming.
for this witness?
This Las Vegas mention. We need LAPD up here. We need the FBI up there. That's what we need up here. Yeah, what they gonna be talking about? Las Vegas didn't really know much. It was LAPD and the feds that was running these investigations behind the scenes. Where they at? Where they at? Come on, Keefe. You better do a snowfall, my boy. You gonna be up out of here.
All right, Mr. Scott, question from one of our
You're gonna be
jurors.
taking the
What
fall,
piece of
man.
evidence were you expecting to find in a location that was different from 30 years ago? Why would you expect it to be intact 30 years later?
Repeat that.
I can't. What piece of evidence were you expecting to find in a location that was different from 30 years ago? Why would you expect it to be intact 30 years later?
Not sure I fully understand the question. I wasn't expecting to find anything. I was just there to respond and document and photograph what the detectives were interested in.
Okay.
And I don't really understand the second part of the question.
Mr. DiGiacomo, any follow-up?
No.
Mr. Sands, any follow-up?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Scott. You are free to go. State who's your next witness.
Stevie Phillip. See over here.
You do solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this section shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? You may be seated. May I please have you state and spell your first and last name for the record?
First name is Stevie, Steavie. Last name is Felabom, Felabom.
Ma'am, how are you employed?
As a senior crime scene analyst for Louisville PD.
We just heard from Jeff Scott. Do you have similar qualifications and backgrounds as Mr. Scott?
Yes, sir.
Were you the relief crime scene analyst that responded to 2204 Maple Shade Street in Henderson?
Yes, sir.
And did you document with your own photographs, but also reviewed all of the photographs taken at that crime scene prior to your testimony here today?
Yes.
I'm going to go through some of those photographs here and start with 93. What are we looking at? Who? Jessica. So, not that you'll need it for this one, but that mouse up there can allow you to point. Just don't click it, okay? What is this?
That's going to be the exterior of the residence.
I guess we should go, I'll do 95 first. 95. What does this appear to be?
The northeast master bedroom.
94 is a shot from the opposite direction.
Yes.
Sitting on top of that case over here, there appears to be a container for a bottle of Dom Perignon.
Yes.
96. What are we looking at?
That's going to be the dresser on the opposite side of the same bedroom.
And at the bottom here,
There were several books pulled out when I arrived.
one of them is Compton Street Legend. One of
How
them
they
is
all
Murder
laid out
Rap.
like that? That
The
is
last one
fucking
is
cap.
The
How
Confused
the
Mind of a
fucking
Drug Dealer.
books is all just laid
Is that
out?
a yes?
Yes.
They laid them shit out.
In addition, 097, was there a Vibe magazine?
Yes.
Did you wind up collecting the Compton Street Legend and the
Come on,
Vibe
man.
magazine?
Yes, sir.
Now in the garage, 098, there were 2 bins.
Yes.
And when those bins were opened, 100, I bet you this is 99 first. Try 99. Looked like a number of personal effects that were kept from those.
Yes, sir.
And number 100. Bottom one also had a bunch of personal effects.
Yes.
Do you know what happened to those 2 containers at the scene?
The detectives recovered them.
Those detectives took those 2 bins and left the scene.
Correct.
This is exhibit number 101. What are we looking at here?
That was a jacket in one of the closets.
And on the left, well, I guess we'll zoom in just a little bit. On the left side, it looks like it says Reg 64 trays, and on the right side it says Keefe.
Yes.
And if we skip to 103, the back of it is Southside City of Compton.
Yes.
After you collect an item, do you photograph it either at the scene or back at the lab?
Yes.
Showing you 104. What are we looking at?
That's the photograph that I took of the Compton Street Legend book once I recovered it and taken it back to the lab.
And then 105.
This is the back of the same book.
106.
That's the copy of the Vibe magazine after I recovered it and taken it back to the lab.
And 107.
It's the date and barcode on the cover.
So it looks like it's the November 96 edition of the Vibe magazine.
Correct.
I don't know yet. I don't know if he coming up.
Oh,
here
ma'am.
yet.
Previously opened off.
He said he was. I heard he was.
State's proposed exhibit number 148. Is that your evidence package from that night?
Yes.
And among what else you recovered, would you expect to find both the book and the Vibe magazine inside there had it still been sealed?
Yes.
Well, let me start first with the Vibe magazine. This is State's proposed exhibit number 140. And which is, you recognize the bag on the
He
outside?
said he was gonna pull up.
And what is that?
That's the identifying information that we put on interior packages to
Shout
include the
out to
event
Real Life
number,
Life
my
TV.
P number and initials, the
I
date
know
that it
my
was
bro
recovered,
probably
and the
knocked
item.
out right now, but when he get back on,
And I'm going to show
gonna
you
tap in
now
with him 'cause we gonna definitely dissect this
140A.
tonight.
What is that?
I couldn't even
That
get on
looks like
StreamYard
Vibe
today, so I had to record off the TV, y'all.
That's the actual Vibe magazine that you end up recovering out of that.
Crowd started too
It came
fast.
from that package, yes.
Move to admit 148.
Any objection? So admitted.
I'm going to show you the outside of this. This is, 139. Do you recognize that?
Yes, same identifying information, listing it as my item numbers.
Pull that item out, what would you expect to find?
The Compton Street legend.
Showing it to you, 139A. Does that appear to be the book?
Yes.
And I want to show you, you took pictures of the front and the back.
Correct.
The back has no picture on it, right?
No photograph now.
Okay, it just has some words.
Yes.
And then if you flip through this entire book, there's no interior pictures in this book. Does that seem accurate?
I appreciate them lights, man.
So that moved in 148, correct?
Objection?
Oh, I think I did move.
You already moved it? Okay, thank you.
I think the rest of this, we agree, we're not going to move it. So
Understood.
I would pass this.
You may cross.
I have no objection. All of them? I don't have no objection.
Miss Billabong,
Yes, sir.
how long have you been a crime scene analyst?
About 9 years.
And
What makes a good day great? Sometimes it's the little things.
This is with the detectives, yes.
yeah, and once again, with regard to your training experience, when you are conducting this kind of investigation, you're looking for things of evidentiary value, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, the evidentiary value part, though, is dependent upon what you learn at the scene from the primary officer or the detective that's conducting the search. And so whatever you're doing is within the parameters that they're asking for.
Yes.
Now, in this case, we've seen some pictures of some books and a jacket. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And when you arrived on scene, you were on scene for the later half or the latter half of the search.
Yes.
You weren't there for the beginning part of the search.
Yes, sir.
So the photographs you took are photographs that were of the areas and the rooms in the house after the search had been conducted. Fair to say, of course, is that each room was in disarray.
The search had already been started, yes, sir.
Yeah, and you don't know what they look like prior to you arriving on scene, but definitely after, there's things strewn around.
Yes, sir.
In your 9 years of experience as a crime scene analyst, when officers are conducting a search, they typically will be as thorough as they can be to look through everything in an area. Do they ever return those things back to how they found it before they entered into the room or the house?
I would say it depends on the level to which they've moved everything. If the entire closet's been emptied, they don't typically put everything back.
They do not typically put everything down.
Not typically, no, sir.
Okay, so you don't have any photographs that you took after everything was over where the room was put back into place how these police officers found it?
I have photos immediately before we left the residence after they'd finished searching, but not with everything placed as officers found it.
I see. And so what you were documenting basically was, for lack of a better word, the thoroughness of each police officer's search of each room.
The state that we left it in when we were clearing, yes, sir.
Okay. Now, some of the things that we were showing in this case, did you ever at any point find electronics or were asked to take pictures of electronics at the residence?
I believe the only electronic item I photoed was a laptop in the shed. All of the others were photoed by CSA Scott.
Okay. But as far as you know and what you recall, there were electronics found at the house, like say, iPads, laptops, that kind of thing.
Laptops, definitely. I'm not sure what other types.
But you're not the crime scene analyst that would have captured that and put that into evidence?
I didn't recover the laptop itself, no, sir.
And as far as you know, do you know how many electronics were in the house when you were there?
I don't.
Do you know whose responsibility that would have been?
Whoever was in charge of the search warrant, they had it listed on the return.
Okay. And just for the jury's edification, a return is a document that's left at the house or the area to notify the owner that certain items were taken as a result of the search.
Yes, sir.
So it's almost like a receipt.
Yes.
Okay. And your job really stops with regards to the actual search itself. You don't do anything further when you go back to your office with Metro or anything like that.
Aside from impounding whatever items that no, sir.
Okay.
I know both sides.
And just for our edification, when something's impounded, the concern, of course, is to maintain what's called chain of custody, right? Meaning that if you find something on scene, you want to make sure that that piece of evidence is exactly how it was as you found it at the scene and not molested or changed or anything like that. Right. So sometimes, like in other investigations, you might have gloves on to protect you from transferring DNA or fingerprints onto the actual item of interest.
I'm usually always wearing gloves, but yes, different DNA considerations. Depending
So
on
when you're telling us that you went back to make sure that certain items were impounded, items that you had taken and put it into an evidence baggie?
Yes.
You took that to the evidence vault.
I would have sealed it, and then we have a temporary hold that's locked, so I would have sealed it with all the identifying information and then placed it in that hold, and an evidence technician would have continued the chain of custody.
And in terms of sealing it, you have a certain tape, color of tape that you would put on the opening of the packaging to indicate that it's been sealed by you.
Yes, sir. Ours is red, and then I sign that with my initials, and they think that I'm sealing it.
I see. And then do you put your initials on the actual tape itself or somewhere on the tape side of the...
Across the tape and the package, so if it's moved, it's evident.
Okay. And now, at some point in the future, if someone comes along, they can go into that evidence vault and remove your package out, right?
If they check it out, yes, sir.
And if they were to open it, they would have to open it from some other side of the packaging.
Typically, yes.
And then when they seal it to return it back to the evidence vault, they would actually put a different type of tape on it to indicate it came from somewhere else.
I've seen red and blue used, so depending on the circumstance, yes.
Okay. Now, the bins of photographs that we see in the pictures, and I think this is State's Exhibit number 199. Sorry.
I am freaking dying. Yeah, we're gonna need them.
I'm gonna get on making this workspace somewhat habitable if I am.
Showing you what's been marked and already as State's Exhibit number 100. This is one of the photographs.
You can see they done ramshacked this room.
Did you rifle
Set it
through
up how
or
they
look
wanted
through
to
those
set it
photographs
up,
to see what was in them?
which is crazy. They pulled the
That would have
books
been
out,
somebody
pulled the
else's
Tupac book out.
Yes, sir. You're just there to take a picture of what was in it. Yes, sir. Now, showing you what's been marked and been number 99. Is this the other bin that was in the garage that you took a picture of?
Yes.
Okay. And once again, these are bins that you are directed to by detectives to take pictures of. Okay. Showing you what's been marked and admitted as State's Exhibit number 98. Do you see over here on the top right, these are the two bins over here that we're talking about?
Yes.
Do you see this bin over here?
Yes.
Did you ever take a picture of what was inside that bin?
I don't believe so.
Okay. So the what we have in terms of evidence in this case would have been the State's Exhibit number 99 and 100, but not Exhibit number 98.
I'm sorry, what's your question, sir?
Meaning that we have the open bins for, this would be 99 and 100, but not for this particular bin over here.
As far as items recovered, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Come on with the loopholes, man.
Now, I'm showing you, if I may,
You may.
showing you what's been marked as proposed defense exhibits F through W, UU. If you could just look through those photographs real quick. Just kind of remember. That's all.
stipulated F through G.
Do you want me to have them admitted on it this time?
She might want to still review.
Okay.
I believe these are a mixture of both mine and CSA Scott's photos
Okay,
from inside the residence, but they're consistent.
all right.
With the residence.
And just with regard to the record, this has been admitted by stipulation between the state and the defense, and that would be Defense Exhibit F through Defense Exhibit UU.
They will now be admitted.
It will now be admitted?
Yeah.
Thank you, Hunter. All right, and just for our edification, showing you just for a couple photographs here, this would be Defense Exhibit G. Sure you can see it or not. This would have been a photograph taken after the search of the house.
I believe so, yes.
Defense Exhibit I, as in Isaac, is that another photograph taken after the search of the house?
I believe so, yes.
This is Defense Exhibit J, another photograph taken.
Yes.
Along with that, this is Defense Exhibit K, another photograph.
Yes, sir.
Defense Exhibit L,
Yes.
Defense Exhibit N.
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, I have no further questions. Thank you very much.
Okay. Anything further by the state?
No.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, any questions for this witness? Seeing no hands, Ms. Bellabum, you're free to go. Thank you so much for being with us today. Say, who's your next witness?
Justine Gaddis.
All right. Before this witness testifies, you may hear testimony regarding drug trafficking, conspiracy, a prior federal conviction, and gang affiliation. None of this is offered to show propensity to commit a crime, and you may not consider it for that purpose or any other purpose. It is only offered to establish credibility of statements made by defendant and motive and identity. All right, come on up.
In all this noise,
And if the truth so help you God.
yes, I do.
Can we be seated?
Thank you.
And please have you state and spell your first and last name for the record.
Justine, Justine, Gaddis, Gatus.
Thank you. You may proceed, Mr. Trudell.
And how are you employed?
I'm a homicide detective with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department.
How long you been with Metro?
Coming up on 20 years. I've been in homicide for over 8.
Can you describe how homicide is set up at the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department?
So we have 4 teams that work active calls. Each team has 6 detectives, and each of those 6, basically we kind of rotate all throughout the entire bay of detectives for who gets the next call in the order as it just kind of comes down the line.
Back in 2023, were you assigned to a particular squad?
Yes, I was.
And who was your sergeant?
Back then it was Igor DeCaro.
Is he still your sergeant today?
Yes, he is.
And on your squad, was there a person by the name of Hook Long?
Yes, sir.
And, at some point, did you become aware that he was investigating the Tupac Shakur homicide?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to direct your attention to July of 2023. Were you present during the execution of the search warrant at the residence?
Yes, I was.
And while you were present for that search warrant, were there 2 bins located? I'm going to put up Exhibit 98. Were there 2 bins located?
Yes, sir.
What happened to those 2 bins?
Those bins were collected and transported to Metro headquarters and ultimately impounded. Or, I'm sorry, the bins themselves were ultimately released back.
At Metro headquarters, those bins were searched,
Yes.
certain items were removed,
Yes.
and then those bins were returned.
Correct.
And then who impounded the items that were taken out of that bin?
Detective Mogg.
When did Detective Mogg officially retire from the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department?
I want to say it was August. I know it was August of 23, but I think maybe August 12th of 2023.
And sometime after August 12th of 23, in September of 23, you should become aware that this case was indicted by the Clark County Grand Jury.
Yes, sir.
Were you and Sergeant DeCaro assigned a role to assist now investigator Mogg if he needed a peace officer?
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to go through just some of those things. But on April 23rd of 2026, did you go to the evidence hall?
Yes, I did.
Who was with you at the evidence hall?
You and Mr. Banu, Igor DeCaro, Mike Samph, his investigator, Aaron Stanton, and I'm sorry, I don't know your name, his female assistant partner.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Was Cliff Bond there too?
Yes, he was.
And what was the purpose of us all going down to the vault?
To review the evidence that has been impounded for this case.
And were you the peace officer, you and Mr. DeCaro, the peace officers, or Sergeant DeCaro, sorry, the peace officers that were present for purposes of touching the evidence, opening the evidence, reviewing the evidence within events and the scene?
Yep, and then I resealed the evidence. That's correct.
Show you what's been marked as state's proposed exhibit number 132. Is that the original impound from Detective Mogg that we wound up opening and going through everything in?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to go through all these. This one I'm going to do last because there's a lot of them. Showing you state's proposed exhibit number 135. Was that an item that was in this impound package?
Yes, sir.
Move to admit 135.
Any objection?
No objection.
So admitted.
Showing you what's been marked as state's proposed exhibit 136. Is that an item that was in there?
Yes, sir.
Now, state's proposed 134 is a package that's proposed. Just want you to look through there. For 134A, B, C, and D, all within that package.
Yes, sir.
Move to admit, I guess I should do 134 and A through D so we have the package to keep with it.
Any objection?
No objection.
That'll be 134A, B, C, and D.
And one of those items, 134D, is a magazine about Biggie Smalls.
Correct.
miscellaneous items collected. And I think Madam Clerk, is there any? For 133, or just look separate? Oh, the back. Perfect. Okay, we'll keep it in. So, 133, I think, is technically the bag, but there's a Lakers ticket that's marked.
Yes.
That was in there?
Yes, sir.
133A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, and L were all within this package.
Yes, sir.
Move to admit 133 and 133A through L.
Any objection?
No objection.
So admitted.
And then lastly, was there this
Photo book, yeah.
photo book, 137,
Yes.
and then were there a number of items that were inside this photo book?
Yes, sir.
And the clerk and the defense and I have had these marked as 137A through, I think the last one is U. If you want to briefly flip through those.
It is not.
I think you acknowledge this was in there.
Yes, sir.
Move to admit 136.
Any objection?
Okay.
So admitted.
All of those were within this, call it scrapbook for lack of a better term.
Yes, sir.
So I want to go through some of these items and then put it on the overhead. Oh, that's bad. All right. This item 136. It's my, just from here because otherwise it's just going to slide. .136 is actually what appears to be, well, it says an affidavit and a search warrant.
Correct.
From the Compton PD.
Yes, sir.
And it appears that it's dated May 27th of 1997.
Correct.
It appears that it's at 1524 South California Ave in Compton.
Yes, sir.
On the back, there is a handwritten return.
Yes, sir.
One of the items that was recovered, it says number 4, money due bill for the Monte Carlo Casino.
Yes, sir.
Let's go through the items that were in the scrapbook, and then I just messed up their entire order, so I think this doesn't matter which order. Let's just show some of the newspaper articles. So, State's Exhibit number 137H.
I'm sorry. You said 137?
137H.
I don't have that listed as a page.
Didn't I offer everything 137 and 137A through you?
You listed it, but did you?
Yes.
It'll be admitted at this time.
Thank you.
No objection. Okay, perfect. By stipulation.
This appears to be an article about Mr. Shakur's death.
Yes, sir.
G. Another one about the death of Mr. Shakur, and this one's actually dated September 19th of 96.
Yes, sir.
On 37U. Is another article that was found in there talking about Mr. Knight being kept in jail.
Yes, sir.
On 37 appears to be in a newspaper article about a bad rap for new artists.
That's correct.
On 37B, an article about Mr. Shakur being in a fight with the MGM.
Yes, sir.
On 37C, an article about a death row exec didn't leave, and this is from September 14th of 1996.
Yes, sir.
This one. This is 137D. I don't want to peel it back, but I guess we can peel that back. It appears to be the community mourns, and there's a picture of his death is going to send a strong message to the rap community. It looks like an article about death in the rap.
Yes, sir.
And if we, I don't know if I can zoom this in. It appears to be discussing the death of Tupac Shakur. On 37E, star rapper Tupac Shakur badly wounded is a newspaper article.
That's correct.
And it's true. Are you aware that Tupac Shakur died on September 13th?
Yes, sir.
So this appears to be prior to September 13th.
Yes, sir.
On 37F, get back out just a little bit. There's an article about police raids targeting or sparked by Shakur's death.
Yes.
And this one actually has a handwritten date that says 9/3 of 96.
10/3/96.
I'm sorry, 10/3 of 96.
Yes, sir.
On 37I, You can probably read it down in an hour. This one is Rappers and Muslims Gather for Peace, and it's this, dated September 23rd of 1996.
That's correct.
One 137J. There should be an article titled Night, related to Suge Knight.
Yes, sir.
Hold on to see the whole thing. 137K. It's an article entitled 22 Held in Shootings Possible Shakur Payback.
Yes, sir.
As well as another piece of, at least a piece of article, Complex Life Comes to an End.
That's correct.
And it looks like it discusses the death of Mr. Shakur on the back.
Yes, sir.
One 137L. This appears to be
Now that's one happy camper. Looks like somebody's parents got Domino's new s'mores lava cakes for just $6.99 on their mix and match deal. You know what? I think I want to be a happy camper too. Time to place my order.
One 137A, or sorry, 37M. This one says, man who fought with Shakur on videotape is released.
Correct.
If we zoom in, it discusses the arrest of Orlando Anderson for a different crime, as well as discussion of retaliation in the neighborhood.
Yes, sir.
One 137N. There's an article about gangster rap performer Notorious B.I.G. being slain.
Yes, sir.
One 137O. An article about gang ties suspected in villains.
Yes, sir.
One 137P. An article from September 16th, 1996, obviously related to Tupac.
Yes, sir.
One 137Q. This is about a rap lawyer's contending detective lie.
Yes, sir.
And it starts off with, they seek dismissal of judge's ruling in probation case saying Las Vegas investigator committed perjury about Marion Suge Knight's alleged role in the assault before Tupac Shakur slaying.
Yes, sir.
137 off. This appears to be sort of a combination of both Biggie and Tupac's murder, but bullet-riddled rap is how it's titled.
That's correct.
Then it says the rivalry escalating despite so-called truce.
That's correct.
Run them lights up. Run them lights up.
Just a couple more, Detective. 137S. An article titled Living Dangerously.
Yes, sir.
And it appears, if you look really close at the bottom, this is from People magazine in September 23rd of 1996.
That's correct.
.137T, the last on this one. An article entitled on March 10th of 1997, No Easy Answers for Violence in Gangster Rap.
That's correct.
Now, in addition to being the, let's call you impounding officer at the vault on April 23rd, did there come a point in time when you went as a law enforcement officer to California to interview certain individuals?
Yes, I did.
Do you recall the interviewed individuals you interviewed?
Yes, I did.
Can you tell me who they were?
We spoke with Yosef Yah, Rashina Smith, Corey Edwards, Roger Williams. I believe there was one more. I can't remember.
Bob James?
Yes,
James McDonald?
yes, James McDonald. That's who it was.
In addition to that, did you become aware that this proceeding, well, let me ask you this, as a homicide detective, do you know what a compelling order is?
Yes, I do.
What's a compelling order?
It's basically an order issued by, well, in this example, it's issued by the state of California, compelling witnesses who live there to appear in front of the court.
We have to ask our court to issue some documentation, and then we have to ask their court for a compelling order.
Correct.
Judge, I'd ask you to take judicial notice that you've issued compelling orders for Trayvon Lane, Roger Williams, James McDonald, Corey Edwards, and Bertie Brooks.
Let me make sure I have all those, actually. All right.
It might be a 6-1, actually. Oh, Malcolm Greenwich should be a 6-1.
All right. Corey Edwards, I'll take judicial notice of that. Roger Williams, take judicial notice of that one. James McDonald, James McDonald, take judicial notice of that one. And then there's another block of them a little later.
Correct. I think, Berkey Brooks and Trayvon Lane came a little late.
Trayvon Brooks, I'll take judicial notice of that. Sorry, Trayvon Lane, I'll take
Trayvon.
judicial notice of that. And, all right, Berkey Brooks.
And then recently, Malcolm Greenwich.
Recently, Malcolm Greenwich. Michael Payne.
I didn't expect for them
Michael
to do
Payne?
this so soon.
Malcolm Greenwich was a straightforward.
Okay.